are you, Wayne? Good, how are you? Good. Thanks for coming in.
Call the Williams County Planning and Zoning Commission to order for Thursday, May 16th, 2024. Roll call, please.
Mark?
Here.
James?
Here.
Shane?
Here.
Tate?
Here.
Eric?
Here.
Dan?
Here.
George?
Here.
Barry? Sherelle?
We do have a quorum. We'll proceed. I would like to welcome Eric to the board, and thank you for being willing to step up to join us.
Thank you, Dave.
And George, welcome as well. Welcome back. With that being said, we have the minutes from the 18th meeting, April. What are the wishes?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We've got 4 hearings tonight, so we've got 4 under new business. We'll start with Michael Litt with Paddlefish Partners for a zone change rural residential for 5 new proposed lots. It's currently zoned agriculture, and it's out in Springbrook Township. Michelle?
Okay, so the first one we have is LU-0008-24. Michael Litt with Paddlefish Partners 2 LLLP. They're requesting a zone change to rural residential for 5 newly proposed lots. Subject property is currently within the agricultural zoning district. This is located in the south half of the southeast, except deeded parts of Section 8 in Springbrook Township. They did recommend approval on this one. The applicant is requesting a minor subdivision to create 5 lots. Parent parcel is approximately 70 acres and within that agricultural zoning district. The newly created lots will be approximately 10.51, 10.45, 8.43, 8.95, and 31.61 acres. The applicant is requesting the zone change to rural residential for all 5 of the newly created lots. Purpose of this minor subdivision is to create smaller lots that are close to Epping Springbrook Dam. Access to the lots will be taken off of 58th Street Northwest, which is also known as County Road 6. Minor subdivision is going through the review process with the necessary county departments, and its recordation will be contingent on the approval of the zone change. The lots have been assigned MS 24-0001, 0002, 0003, 0004, and 0005.
Thank you, Michelle. Anybody have any questions for her at this time? Okay, we'll proceed. I'll open up the hearing here in a second, but if you wish to speak, just stand up to the podium, state your name, and we'll go from there. This is a public hearing. Is there any public input?
I'm Joe LaFave. Mr. Litt is out of the country right now, and I'm a Paddlefish partner, and I'm here representing Paddlefish Partners. And I'm just trying to get some farmettes and build some homes out in that area and continue on building good homes in Williams County.
Just a question. Didn't we deal with this before? This was years ago.
Yeah, but it was a major subdivision.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It was. I forget how many lots, but there was a lot of them.
It was
They were like 1
substantial.
acre in size, and this seems to make a lot more sense for this property. It's further out a little ways, and we came up with this plan, and we felt it was a good one.
Okay. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, thank you, Tate.
Okay. So what we'll do, Joe, is we'll go through the hearing.
Okay.
And then if we have questions, we may ask you to come back up and
Okay,
whatnot.
thanks a lot.
You bet. Thank you.
But, Mr. Litt won't make it today. He's out of the country.
Understood. Okay, this is a public hearing. Any public input? Any public input? Last time, any public? Yep. Hey, Stu.
I've been here a few times. And I own property just north. It's confusing what I got in the mail, where this is all gonna happen. And this aerial photo doesn't even show my shop. So I don't know how old this is. I have no idea where it's at, and I'd like to know. It's, Okay. Yeah. Yep, and that's gonna be residential basically, is what I'm understanding?
This will be, they're looking at rural residential, which basically means, yes, it'll be a single-family home. They might be able to have certain other amenities, whether it's horses or whatnot.
Okay,
And that's a question we'll come back to that, and like Joel can answer that.
sure. And I'm not against that, it's just, who would wanna put a home beside a pumping unit? There's an oil well right there. And there's one up further north too. I certainly wouldn't wanna build a house there and listen to that all night long. And I've made a living in the oil field, so. And again, I'm not against what's going on, I'm just, surprises me that that would be the best spot to put it. So I guess, it's not that I'm against it, it's just curious.
You bet. Thanks, Stu. Okay. Last time, any other public input? Close the hearing. Comments, questions, concerns?
Are they dedicating a certain road for this?
You gotta use your mics. She's got the mic sign up, guys.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
This happened before when this came up years ago, they were gonna use the road that the pump units are on. And I was wondering if this is gonna have its own dedicated road?
It's actually already on the map that you see. It's already there, and it's already got a water line with rural water.
Oh, okay.
Running right down that entire road. to
Okay.
Orange Main that runs all the way through there.
And that's on the plat. Hey, Joe, if,
It is, yeah.
yeah, if we need you to talk, can you come up again? Not trying to be rude, it's just because it's all being recorded so people can hear. No, you're okay, because you just mentioned that's existing road, you kind of can see, and that's the cutout, and that's actually what's in the plat that we have in our pack.
Correct, yep.
Okay, okay. Any other comments, you guys?
Date, what are the setbacks currently for oil wells on the property?
Is it 1,000 feet, or is it, did they change it to 1,200?
500, and I've heard 1,000.
Tom, I want to look at you, do you know that? I think it's, well, go ahead, Mark.
So is that a pumping unit sitting right in the middle there?
If you look in your packet, I have a picture of what is there. I took one specifically. I kind of took from the angle of where I believe the road would be. It is fenced. It has a couple pumping units. I don't know, barrel things. I don't know what those are really.
The width of that lot is 1,400 feet, and the length of it is 1,400 feet, and the width of it is 835. I don't know what the, you can't put an oil well within 1,200 feet of a residence, but can you put a residence within 1,200 feet of an oil well?
I'm just concerned about future development there with that site. You know, and what they're gonna do since they've already have the site there.
Can I make another comment, Tate? So that almost, if it's not, the proximity isn't close enough to the water to walk down to the water. It's really not shoreline property. It's just spot zoning of residential.
And I remember the last one now, Joe, when he mentioned that it was a major subdivision, because there were a lot of small 1, 2-acre lots. It was pretty substantial, and I think our concern too was the zoning that far out. When there's really no residential around it, it was spot zoning, which we were trying to stay away from at that time. I think that was a real concern. Right.
But the way that well pad's sitting there, you're gonna lose 2 lots out of the deal, if it's 1,000 foot. Because you're not gonna be able to build on the one to the west either then.
Stu, do you know the setback since you came up?
3 miles. Oh, yeah. There's one going up just west of me. That one I think you're talking about was a 40-acre lot just west of Barney Seaton's, across 42. And that kind of got thrown to the side. And this just does not look like it's gonna work. I wouldn't invest in there. I wouldn't put a house in there. I would not do it. And the oil company is gonna get the bad publicity, because if people do put a house in there, and I don't wanna be a jerk, but I feel for somebody investing and then nobody buys a lot.
Understood. Thanks, Stuart.
Just doesn't look like it's gonna work.
All right, Joe, do you want to come up and give us some explanations on some of this, if you would, please? And if you have covenants or what it really is?
Joel Fave again. First of all, this is utter nonsense. There's pumps all around this community. They shoved them in right next to Wilder Ridge after we built the lots and we're building houses out there. If you look at the distance from our lots that we have right now on Wilder Ridge and the pump, I could throw a baseball that far, and I can't throw that far anymore. So this is a ridiculous conversation. It's 500 feet. We gave you the setbacks. They're on the drawings that we turned in. There's nothing wrong with this as a development. And there's pumps everywhere. Where are you gonna go where there's no pumps? I never heard of such a thing. There's pumps around every corner around here.
Okay, if we have more questions, Joe, we'll have to come back up to them.
Thank you.
You bet, thank you.
It's 500 feet
500
from a
feet set.
housing development, and that's what we got.
Okay, you guys have heard the discussion. What would you like to do? Or how would you like to proceed?
Well, I guess if he's using the setbacks, I guess it's a buyer beware deal to me. I'll make a motion to approve it as submitted with staff comment.
Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second.
We have a second. Is there any further discussion? Roll call, please.
James,
Yes.
George,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
Dan,
Nope.
Shane,
No.
Eric,
Yes.
Tate.
Yes. Motion carries. Next item, Dave Abel with Thunder Gravel on behalf of JBDR Holdings for CUP for a sand and gravel pit. This property is currently zoned agriculture and it's in Farmville Township. I do have a question though before you start.
Yes,
Is it typical that gravel pits come before us? Because I
It-
just don't
it is
remember
now.
ever
Yes.
getting one.
yeah.
Did
It
it-
changed.
Was that a state thing that changed? Or was it a
think it was-
county thing that changed?
I think it's county.
Okay.
It's in our ordinance in in some jurisdictions or some zoning districts, it's not needed, but in agricultural, it is
Okay,
needed
I just
for a
curious 'cause
CUP for
I
it.
don't recall ever doing one in all these years up here.
I think a lot of them go into,
Which one?
That Moline one was a big one because there was a pipeline running through it, remember?
Up north.
Moline was up here.
Yeah. Okay.
If I may, just. add
Yes.
there, Chair Cameron Heimer, Development Services. I believe it was updated in our 2015 zoning ordinance update. We really haven't had a lot of new gravel pits come online. And if it predated the ordinance update, then it would be a non-conforming use, so they weren't permitted at the time.
Okay. Thanks, Cam. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Shaw.
okay, so this one is LU-0028-24. Sundry Sand and Gravel on behalf of JWR Holdings LLC are requesting the conditional use permit for a proposed sand and gravel pit. Subject property is within the agricultural zoning district. This is located in the southwest southeast, northeast southeast, southeast southeast, and southeast northeast of Section 8 of 15596, which is Farmvale Township, and they did recommend approval on this. The applicant is requesting the conditional use permit to construct and operate a sand and gravel pit within the agricultural zoning district. This project location consists of 2 parcels consisting of a total of approximately 245 acres, while only approximately 85 acres will be utilized for the site. The gravel pit will be used to help aid Williams County in the County Road 19 road project. The applicant states that the topsoil from the site will be removed and stockpiled. Pit will then be processed and stockpiled for use on the project. The County Road 19 project is anticipated to require approximately 135,000 tons of gravel, which is approximately 5,000 truckloads. Once the project is complete, the pit will be reclaimed with the overburden and topsoil. The applicant plans to have the site leveled to the approximate original topography. Access to the project site will be taken off of County Road 19, also known as 109th Avenue Northwest. With this gravel pit being temporary, the Water Board approval of a DME or stormwater management plan will not be necessary. If this were to turn into a long-term site, they would need to go in front of them to get approval.
Okay, thanks, Michelle. Anybody have any questions for her at this time? If not, okay, go ahead, James.
I have a question. So, when they do the reclamation, is there any bond or something like that that they have to put up in case something happens to turn it back into the?
We do not have that, no.
That's a good question. And I don't know if so much reclaiming because it could be cost prohibited. However, is there a waiver or release that from the homeowner that they can't come back at the county if they shall vacate? And maybe I'm thinking too deep and we can get into that.
I'm wondering if there isn't a state
I-
reclamation.
I don't know if there's on gravel pits. So, yeah, come on up, Dave. Tell you what, I'm gonna open up the hearing since you're gonna be the one presenting. You could come, keep coming.
I just got that answer. So there, some counties require bonds, some do not, but.
Just gotta state your name for
Oh,
the
I'm
record.
sorry, Dave Abel with Sundry Sand and Gravel. We're out of mine in North Dakota. But there is, no, I can't think now, but the state does have, there is a rule for reclaiming pits. I can't just think of what it's like part 46 in their code, if that kind of answers some of your question, but.
So for you to get your permits, you'll have, do you get permits from the state? Is that what it is?
No, it's just a rule that, in their, North Dakota Century, I think it's a North Dakota Century Code, they just have, it's one of their rules in their code that, if you're mining gravel, it's, it's one of the it's a law that you have to reclaim it.
Okay, okay.
I guess, yeah, we're gonna reclaim it, but I can, but we have some, like Montrose County, they do have where you put up a bond.
Right.
But, and then this is kind of, specific for this project, we don't, as of now, I don't think there'll be much material left over, so that's why we, it'll be kind of temporary. So, and then-
Okay, since the hearing is open, and I did open it, we're good, so, do you wanna, you tell us what you're looking to obviously mine it, is there anything you wanna add to this, what's been presented?
No, pretty much, what Michelle said is what we wrote, we're
Okay.
just gonna kind of mine and stockpile, and then, reclaim as we go up to the, if there's a stockpile left, we'll reclaim up to that stockpile.
Okay, what we'll do then, Dave, is we'll go through the hearing, and if there's questions when we close it, we may have you come back up.
Yep, okay.
Okay, thanks, Dave. Okay, this is a public hearing. Is there any public input? Any public input? Last time, any public input? Close the hearing. You've heard what's been presented. What are the comments or wishes of the board? How would you all like to proceed?
Motion to approve with the staff comments.
Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second.
Is there any further discussion?
You would we could assume that if Williams County is getting the gravel, they would want it reclaimed? Can we assume that?
I don't know if, Wayne? And to Dave's, to his credit, Sundry's got gravel pits in several areas within our county and other counties. And as far as I know, we've not heard any complaints, so they are good stewards of their industry, of what they do, so. Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
Wayne, can we also assume that the county's gonna have a dust plan during the construction? Thank you.
Thanks, Wayne. Okay, any other discussion? Roll call, please.
James,
Yes.
George,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes?
Shane,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Tate.
Yes, motion carries. Next item, Ed, on behalf of Dolly Hickle for a zone change to rural residential for 2 created lots. It's currently zoned agriculture, and this is up in Equality Township. Ms. Michelle?
Okay, this one tonight is LU-0029-24. Ed Rintamaki on behalf of Dolly Hickle. They're requesting a zone change to rural residential for 2 newly created lots. Subject property is currently within the agricultural zoning district. It's located in Government Lot 2, which is northwest-northeast, and Government Lot 3, which is northeast-northwest of Section 4, Township 156, Range 97, which is Equality Township. Equality Township did say, send back that they were undecided on their recommendation. When I reached back out to see if they had any questions or any reasons, they simply said, nope, no reason. So I don't know. They have no comments. Correct.
Mike, thank you.
Yeah. So the applicant is requesting a minor subdivision to create 4 lots. The parent parcel is approximately 110.3 acres and currently within the agricultural zoning district. The newly created lots will be approximately 15.05 and 15.95 acres, as well as 40.01 and 40.05. The larger 2 lots will remain in the agricultural zoning district, while the applicant is requesting the zone change to rural residential for the 2 smaller lots. Access to the newly created lots will be through a private access off 66th Street Northwest. The minor subdivision is currently going through the review process. The lots will be known as MS 24-0019, MS 24-0020, MS 24-0021, and MS 24-0022.
Question for you, Michelle. Will that access easement then be recorded?
Yes, it will.
Okay. Any questions for Ms. Michelle? If not, I will open up the hearing. This is a public hearing. Anybody wish to speak?
Hal Hickle. First, I got a question for Mr. Gilbert. I believe you're in my district.
That's correct.
Where do you live?
Live. What's that?
Where do you live?
I live in Stony Creek area.
My next question, where'd you graduate?
Wilson High School.
Wait a minute. What? We're gonna stay on track here. We're here to conduct a hearing on
Right.
this matter. I don't care where anybody graduated from or whether they went to college or not. I don't care. That has
I
nothing to
don't
do with
care
this.
about that. I don't care about college. I just want to know where
I
they
don't care where you
graduated.
graduated from. I
Okay.
do not care.
Okay, you
So
don't
stay
care.
on point.
Can I ask another question?
Is it relating to this?
It's related to you guys.
Fire away.
Have you all swore a oath to the Constitution?
Okay, we're not going there.
Well, that's what you told me how many years ago. Anyway, I don't know, they didn't get the letter from Shiloh Kilburn on time. He requested to buy some land. He does horse training. He wanted to buy the government lot 2-1 and have an option on the government lot 3. for his equine business. Any questions?
That relating to this letter?
Yep, that is the letter that, it was just turning out for, so we made copies and
Okay.
put it up there so you guys could see it at least.
Okay, thank you.
Al, how far are we out of Ray? Mile?
It's right on the north edge of Equality Town. It's a little over a mile.
Yeah, Ray's to the south there. You can.
Yeah, do you have any plans for the rest of the parcels to the south? I
No,
there's
farmed.
I noticed there's a cul-de-sac drawn in,
Yes.
and cul-de-sacs are horrible in the wintertime. That's why I'm asking the question.
What it is we have to have access from the fields from that road, even though we have access them from the other side from our farmyard. That's why the cul-de-sac come in, so that we can access them fields through that cul-de-sac.
Thank you.
And also with the cul-de-sac, to get access into there, it has to be a cul-de-sac or a turnabout, and it has to be wide enough for if they did sell that to an individual, they built a home, so they need to have enough room for emergency access to make their turn as well.
Which is identified on the plat, okay, which makes sense. Yeah, go ahead.
And I may have misheard, you said it was for an equine business?
Equine, horses.
I totally misheard. Disregard.
Set up a Bitcoin.
On lot 2 on the east side, I'm gonna keep a 33-foot easement to go in there to that dike that's to it too.
So what we'll do is we'll go through the hearing, as you know, and then if we have questions, we may ask you to come back up because you obviously understand what we're doing here, so. Thanks, Al. Okay, this is a public hearing. Any public input? Any public input? Close the hearing. What are the comments or the wishes of the board?
So if there's a buyer for the west parcel?
Yes, Shiloh Kilber. He wanted more than that many acres, that's why we did the one to the west of the first, lot 2 one.
Okay, what are the wishes of the board?
I'll make a motion to approve with staff comments.
Is there a second to that?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
George,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes,
Shane,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
and Tate.
Yes. Motion carries. 4. Hold on. Next item is number 4, John Ism and Todd Erickson on behalf of JMAC Resources for a CUP for a proposed sand and gravel pit. It's currently zoned agriculture and it's out east in Huffland Township. Ms. Michelle?
Okay, so this one is LU-0033-24, John Isom and Todd Erickson on behalf of JMAC Resources. They're requesting the conditional use permit for a proposed sand and gravel pit. Subject property is within the agricultural zoning district. It's located in the northeast quarter of section 16 of 15496, which is Huffland Township. That township is governed by Williams County, so no township comment packet was solicited. With this one, the owner is the state of North Dakota as well. The applicant is requesting a conditional use permit to construct and operate a sand and gravel pit within the agricultural zoning district. Subject property is comprised of approximately 159 acres and is within that agricultural zoning district. JMAC Resources is currently working through the North Dakota Department of Trust Lands leasing process to obtain an agreement for this section of land. The sand and gravel produced from the site will be utilized for fracking and other oil production purposes. At this time, the applicant is unsure the traffic impact to the site. And once the site is no longer utilized, they plan to follow the state guidelines for reclamation as this is a state school section. Access to the subject property is off 52nd Street Northwest.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Michelle. Any questions for Michelle? Okay, if not, I'm gonna open up, are you good? Okay, I'll open up the hearing. Any public input with this item? Mr. Powers.
Yeah, my name is Tom Powers, and I'm with the Lynx in North Dakota out there. And my major concern is the access because of the proximity to the course. And the road that comes in to the course is not an actual highway, it's a chip seal. And heavy traffic over that would, I think, do a lot of damage over time. So my major concern is access. And then the other concern I have is right north of that well pad is where we have our irrigation well. That irrigation well then feeds over to the golf course. So I just want to protect that line. It's a 12-inch line flowing at 1,300 gallons a minute. So I just mostly concerned about, any damage or access and, dust. I tried to find out where they were going to access, but I don't know where they're going to access that pit or where they go from. If they go past the golf course, like I said, I don't think that road can take a lot of heavy traffic without being destroyed. And it's a county road. We fought like crazy just to get a chip sealed in it. Yeah, and I would just hate to see that destroyed when, right now I'm putting millions of dollars worth of improvements as we speak into that property. So I need to know more. And I'm kind of surprised the state is going to destroy more native prairie when we have very little left, but that's all.
Thanks,
Tom,
Tom.
Tom.
Tom, hold on, Tom. Tom, we got a question.
Is 52nd, is that the road going straight into the Lynx?
It's
109th,
109th.
109th goes down and then 52nd goes.
Yeah. 70, the one I'm talking about that's chip sealed is 17A, I believe. Yes, that's chip sealed there. Yeah, that's, and it just can't take, because before, we had a lot of trouble with, before they had lay flat with water trucks, and it can't take it, especially in the heat or any type of weather. It just gets totally destroyed.
And it was that area that triggered the dust control
Yeah.
stipulations that are now in place, was that specific area.
So if they don't use that road, how else would they access Tom?
Maybe going north, I guess. That's what I don't know. They didn't tell, I came over to the county to ask, and they hadn't told anything about access. And that's what I was requesting. I can't imagine approving anything without an access plan.
Yeah, when I asked about the access, they said they would come off of 52nd, which is the road that comes right north of the property and go down. That's all. They didn't specify how they were going to get to 52nd.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to a sand and gravel pit. It's just I want to make sure it doesn't adversely impact the roads and the golf facility.
Well, and we require, with a lot of projects, to provide.
Yeah, like I said, I think they need more information. Thank you.
I'm Kenneth Schmidt from Ray, North Dakota. My farmstead is 1/2 mile west of that where they're proposing, in the corner of that pivot up one there. That's our farmstead, and they're gonna mine to the east there. When I found out they were applying to the State Land Commission for this permit, I protested it. told him that, I asked him, don't you have enough gravel that you have to mine your state school land? And they said it's our duty to make the most money for the state, like we don't have enough money, you know? Anyway, they went out there with a track hole last week and they did samples, and if they're not a good operator, they left it so rough you can't drive over. They're supposed to shave it off nice, you know, when they sample. And another thing, if they use 52nd, they're coming by my house. And you know truck drivers, most of them can't read or write, so they don't know the speed limit and they don't know stop signs. We can testify that. They killed that Randy Moe up by the Epping Tower last year on County 8 by running a stop sign. So we know how truck drivers are. And if you have to have a policeman sitting there watching them before they will obey anything. Anyway, if they're going to mine this, there's no gravel there. It's all pure sand. So, and they claim they're going to use it for fracking. Well, they don't. You can't use this kind of sand for fracking. Everybody in oil patch knows that. You can't use silicon; it melts under high pressure. But anyway, I wish somebody from JMAC was here to explain this. I hate to be one-sided, but if you approve this, I hope you put some conditions of dust control and traffic speed. And like the guy from the golf course said, they're gonna wreck our roads down there, so. If they could go north, but then they'd go past Beaver Creek Church, and I'm sure there's a 3-ton bridge there. I don't imagine they could, knowing the truck drivers, they'll cross it though. I look at Shane because he used to be a truck driver. So anyway, other than that, they're going to ruin that. They're going to wreck our country. And then I wish the state would have denied the permit because they don't need every pile of gravel. We got enough. Anyway.
Other public comment? Last time? Anybody wish to speak? Close the hearing.
Question.
Question.
Michelle, the blocks in yellow down below, what are those? What are those zoned for?
Those are rural residential lots. Can you click on one of them, Missy?
I think they belong to Lallam family.
Yeah. That's what I thought too. Yeah. So they're just sublot set.
And right further south is Little Egypt State Scouty Park, right below the lots there.
Yep.
Right.
Well, that's the point. And continue, that's the point I'm trying to make. We have the nicest beach in the state of North Dakota, right there. With a northwest wind on the 4th of July. We have the links, we have the residential, we have Little Egypt State Park, our Little Egypt County Park, right there.
Well, the city and the county has vested money into that road system out there to help facilitate the growth for the golf course in that whole region. And here we have an individual who's spent a lot of money to make this a nice course. Oh, I thought I had it in my hand. To make it a nice course, you know, for people to come and visit. And there's a lot of places to get gravel. And of course, the state will say one thing, but they're not the ones living here dealing with what we're dealing with. And I fully concur with Ms. Schmidt. I 100% agree with you. Tom, I agree with you. It's not that I'm against gravel pits, but I think there's a place for them. And this is not one of them to take away what Mr. Powers has done with his property and continuing to expand it and improve it with a lot of money, his own money. I just don't, you know, got Lallams there for future development maybe that we approved years ago. The state park, Little Egypt, I just think we're making a horrible mistake in Mount.
Motion to deny.
Is there a second to that?
I'll second.
We've got a few seconds. Is there any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mark,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
Shane,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
George,
Yes.
and Tate.
Yes, motion carries. we have any other old business, anything to discuss? If we don't, our next meeting is June 20th. And Eric, again, welcome aboard. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Almost.
I'll second.